Hi, Sai. Wanne Hiromi Yaibin. I'm Hiromi, they, them. I'm the line developer for Scion, as well as writer and developer for many of the books and loads of other games. It's Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. As someone who's both, I'll be briefly hijacking us to get into that. I'm Shimanchu, or Lu Chun, or Ju Kyun, uh, of which Okinawan and Yeyaman are subgroups. Uh, we're the indigenous people of the Ryukyuan Islands, an archipelago that's been occupied by Japan since the Meiji era. We have our own languages and cultures, and that doesn't get talked about much. Uh, and we're just one of many Asian and Pacific Islander cultures. Please take a little time this month to learn a little bit more about all of us and all of the interesting and complex things that make up our identities, and just sort of remind yourself that there's a lot of cultures and people in this world, and Scion is kind of intrinsically about learning about other cultures. So if you're watching the stream, you're probably interested in other cultures, and I would recommend that you take a little extra time because I am very Asian, and we we could use more folks knowing about us instead of hate criming us during a pandemic. And with that super happy segue, uh, let's let's talk about what we're doing here. We're here with the Scion Showcase, stream with a bunch of game writers and developers, most of whom work on Scion and don't get to play this game nearly enough. I'm coming to you from Coast Salish, Stillaguamish, Snohomish, and Squamish lands. I'm the story guide for this game, and now we're going to learn a little bit about my players. Uh, Michaela, who are you? Who are you playing? And what's the most danger your character's been in before?
Okay, hello, I'm Michele Masola. I'm a Onyx Path freelancer from Italy. I would say that I'm from the place where Disney's Luca happened because the alternative would be to say right next from where Christopher Columbus came from, and he's a piece of shit, so we'll leave him there. I wrote for the Chronicle of the Darkness. For the apocalyptic record is Werewolf the Apocalypse book. And I also wrote a bunch of they came from books for they came from Beyond the Grave. They came from Classified, and I'm one of the developers from they came from the Cyclops Cave. What the most? All right. Before answering about my character is Elena Torns Rapacini. They them, and they are uh, environmental activist that my writing on the Werewolf the Apocalypse probably explains a bunch about their attitude. But the most dangerous moment they faced, uh, probably I say that as Elena, I went into places to break down stuff or installations, industrial material, and stuff like that. So I probably faced hostile guards and police forces while wearing my name of Thorns. That's the the name Elena uses when on the field in the most most criminal war crimes, so to say. So I think I probably faced a gun or two, or had to escape from a place with the police running after us.
Nice. Uh, Jeffrey, who are you? Who you're playing? And what's the most danger they've been in before?
I'm Jeffrey McVeigh. I'm a writer on a number of the Scion books so far. I think I'm up to maybe a dozen now. Pronouns he, him, and I'm playing Mitch Hewlett, the embodiment of a warm sweater pulled from the dryer on a cold day. Mitch, what sort of danger has he faced? Mitch has led a strangely charmed life that even when something dangerous could be about to happen to him, whether it's accidental or someone purposefully coming after him, there's always been someone else or something else that's just stepped in to keep him away from that harm. Most of the time, he doesn't even notice. He just goes along his way and, always thanks whoever was responsible if it's something that he did notice. But this has helped him keep his profoundly, unrealistically optimistic view of the world.
For our viewing audience, would you like to explain that boon?
Oh, yes. For the viewing audience, Mitch has two things to help him with his lucky view of life. One is that he's got a knack called somebody's watching me, which means that whenever he gets in some sort of threatening situation, one or more divine followers turn up to help out. In this case, probably very, very minor Deva-affiliated entities, or like Azura that are working off their debt in order to be have a chance for a better reincarnation. He's also got a face-changing supernatural bodyguard who plays the same role that he is completely unaware of. So every time that he's got a good streak of luck, it's because his divine parent, Murugan, is watching over him.
And David, who are you? Who are you playing? And what's the most danger your character's been in?
My name is David Castro, pronouns he, they. I am a writer and developer for Scion. I write many other Onyx Path books too. I am playing Damien de la Cruz, and the most danger he's ever been in depends on who's asking the question. What he would actually believe would be the most danger was this one time where due to a tax mix up, his trust fund was in danger for 2 months. But in actuality, he's been in some very shady deals before, where only because of there just being a, let's say, aura of greatness about him that he got out without being hurt. For those playing at home, aura of greatness is a knack that, if memory serves, because I don't want to vamp and try and find it in the book, allows you to sort of make good first impressions and sort of channel your nascent affinity to impress.
Awesome. Okay. So last session, we started off in the, damn it, why did I not write down the name of the museum? I want to say the Museum of Fine Art in Boston, but I don't have those notes up. So if I got the name wrong and you're from Boston, complain. Please complain. And if you're
Say
from
so
Boston
in
and
the
I got it right,
comments.
then
We
I don't
don't,
know.
you know, read the comments, but
Um, the band was being, I think interrogated is probably the wrong word, but certainly friends of the band were being interrogated, and y'all were detained. Does anyone want to talk about what they remember happening from last session?
yeah. We we got out of detainment at the museum, shy one cell phone. And we went up to Salem to get in contact with the Mrs. Johnson, who had information that I got information about from my shady contacts. We, me and me and bleh, Lena met with her while Mitch enjoyed nachos. We discussed who had interest with the star that our people were accused of stealing. And there were other mystic side eyes being thrown about towards the two of us, and then we went off to investigate the address of the interested party. It was a mansion outside of Salem where there's a lot of non-native plants around being I know the terminology isn't forcibly maintained, but that's the only terminology I could think of right now. And we know that there's something mystical going on with the house because it is, from what we could tell from just the open door, larger on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Does anyone else remember anything else that they wanted to bring up? Michaela, there was a thing about Helena's coin.
Yeah, Mrs. Johnson warned Elena about the coin and to be careful about that. That's probably because of well, I don't. Elena doesn't know, but it's probably because of the Elena's divine parent that I didn't mention before, who is Veles, who is a god of the Bogovi of the Slav, who is let's say on the complicated side of things for his pantheon. So in that area where people like Loki or Seth tend to be to give examples that are more popular. And I also gave I also freed someone in back where we were detained, and one of the workers from the museum, and left him to his opportunities in life.
Yeah, Chuck appreciates that. Chuck is conflicted because Chuck is also a security guard who's used to working with the police, not running from them. But he appreciates it. To recap a specific part of your conversation with Mrs. Johnson, she said that your coin will help, but only if you're clever.
Oh, right. Yes.
And Mitch was excited about one thing. I mean, probably many things, but
just excited about so many things. I mean, there was the nachos. There was, chance to listen to some really good movie songs on the drive up. Connecting with the bartender at the clearly haunted cauldron. That not an actual cauldron, but a hipster bar that we went to in Salem. Let's see. Oh, and we managed to lose the supernatural crime scene.
Yeah.
They weren't even following us, but we definitely lost them.
Yes. And with that, I'm going to connect that back over to David's recap. When David mentions that y'all escaped Sun's one phone, that one phone was in the possession of the SCU, Supernatural Crimes Unit, who went tearing around chasing, well, Mitch's follower. And Damien's like, I want to get my phone back. Hey, can I have my phone back? And the cop, Agent Spectre, answered the phone during a high-speed pursuit, which is a bad idea. She wrecked, and
Damien
now that
did nothing wrong.
Damien did nothing wrong.
Hashtag David did nothing wrong. That trending.
But long story short, that phone no longer exists, and I'll figure out behind the scenes whether or not Agent Spectre still exists. Don't drive distracted. It's bad. Don't do it. And if you're gonna do it, wear your fucking seatbelt.
I am going to say here that I am switching my active knack from perfect poise to aura of greatness.
Thank you. That's fucking perfect segue. Thank you. And what is Damien's current short-term or current deed, short-term or otherwise? Are you changing anything?
No, my short-term deed is uncover a truth, a hidden truth, and my long-term goal is still guide a soul to their afterworld. Sorry, underworld. My bad. System bleed is real.
It sure is. Jeffrey, are you swapping out a knack, and what's Mitch's current deeds?
Mitch only has the one knack, so just keeping that on, running as a background process. And current deeds, short-term deed, I'm going to get into a car chase. I don't expect it to come up this session, unless the house is much, much bigger on the inside. Long-term deed, turn an enemy into an ally. And I think we're all still trying to coalesce around a band deed, but it's early days.
Yeah.
I feel like the band goal is to be a band. And you're probably pretty close to that.
Good.
I'll take that.
I'll take that. Then we all just need to wrap up our long-term deeds, and suddenly, Legend won.
Yeah. I just realized as we were mentioning deeds and knacks that our viewers might not know. So in Scion, knacks are basically like superpowers, which cover a wide range of things, from letting you punch someone really hard to having someone unbeknownst to you just helping you in the background, or being so great that people are nicer to you when they meet you. And the reason why we were talking about switching knacks is because at origin level, so like before characters know for sure that they're the children of gods, you can only have one active knack. You're just not powerful enough to maintain two. So you can switch knacks in between scenes. So like if we had a scene break and David was like, I want my other one up, then they could just swap over and be good. And deeds are effectively goals that either the character or the player or both want to do. And the reason why that's important is because, well, a couple reasons. One, it gets you experience, and two, if you do all of your deeds, you get so like your short-term deed, long-term deed, and the band deed, you get a point of legend, which means that you are more powerful in every way. And that's super handy, especially since right now, this is Origin tier. Everyone's at Legend 0. So going from 0 to 1 is a big fucking deal. Michaela, you swapping out knacks, and what's your deeds? What are your deeds? Or Helena's deeds?
I think I'll keep the truth arises for now. I'm just fine with Helena traveling with that some more. And oh wow! So for some reason my character deleted all the deeds. Okay, but the long-term one was. I think I can recover the exact phrasing from there. Was terrorizing a CEO, I think. And probably it was a different way of putting that. And for the short term, oh yes, I remember. Break the law in pursuit of my own activist ideals. And we didn't find room for that quite yet. We went close to that last time, but it wasn't fair for that. As for the band, I had the same as Jeffrey to actually form a band like that, so we are close in that sense.
Yeah. I think you specifically said a greedy CEO, but I feel like
it's
Helena
redundant.
would assume, yeah. I feel like Helena's like, no, all CEOs are fucking greedy. Fuck them.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's
happy. We're recording this on May Day, by the way. So happy May Day.
Happy May Day, everybody.
Happy May Day.
Makes sense with that. Indeed.
Okay. So you are at the front door of Mrs. Natara's mansion. There is the air of heat, the aroma of spices, and there's, even though it feels much hotter and much more humid than it is like even a few steps back, there's also the sensation of like a cool breeze at the same time. You're not sure how feeling hotter and more humid and feeling cooler at the same time works, but you're feeling it. And it is brightly lit inside, even though the windows in the front entrance do not depict this level of brightness. It looks like, from the outside, it looks like maybe someone has like a small light on. Through the door, this place looks like it is a festival almost. And speaking of festival, there's also not an overwhelming amount of music, but if any of your characters are familiar with Sri Lankan music, traditional music, you are hearing it. If you're not familiar, You're still hearing it. You just don't know what it is. Even though you knocked and the door opened, there is no one at the door. What do you do?
I just
I think
I know I interrupted you, David, but I had to make it that way. Sorry about that.
That's fine. I poke my head into the house and knock on the door again. Hello? Is there anybody around?
So I'll do this Helena first, then Damien. You just Helena, you just sort of stride in confidently, and that feeling of hot and humid, but also cool breezes. Now that envelops you in a way that makes you briefly forget that you were outside in a cool evening, in a cool New England evening. Like for a split second, you're just like, yeah, no, I've been here the whole time, and it's just it's not uncomfortable, but it is quite warm.
Okay.
Damien, poke your head in, and your head has that kind of sensation where like you feel like it's passing threshold into a very different space. And when you ask, was anyone home? You hear who's there?
My name is Damien De La Cruz. We are here to speak with. I give the name of the character who I can't recall.
This is the daughter. You do not know her first name.
Okay, yeah. We are here to speak with her about about something she is purportedly interested in.
Is she expecting you?
We don't have an appointment, but that does not necessitate her being unaware of our approach.
You speak with a forked tongue. We like you.
Can I tell who or what is speaking?
Oh, right. I was about to be like, it's going to be a challenge, except Damien likes the occult and weirdness. So instead of having to rely on culture, you can absolutely use occult. This is not associated with death. Not associated with death, but
is associated with magic.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have a specialty in academics and magic.
Awesome. While you're figuring out, it's going to be intellect for the attribute. While you're figuring out your dice pool and rolling it, for the viewers, the reason why David cited that he had a specialty for magic in academics, which is not the skill that they are rolling, is because in Scion and other Storypath games, your specialty does not apply to the skill that you're using, but means that you're so good at this one skill that you become good at other skills that tangentially involve it. So What'd you roll?
And my specialty gives me a enhancement, right? With that one enhancement, I have 3 successes.
Yeah, okay. So
for the people at home, a enhancement is a extra success that you get, provided you get at least 1 success on dice.
Okay. So in Scion and most Storypath games, all you need is 1 success in order to do a thing, although difficulty numbers might mean that you need more successes. In this case, 3 is plenty. Difficulty was 2. I should have announced that beforehand, but I got caught up in explaining other things. So yeah, you succeed handily. It's a fucking Rakshasa.
What's a Rakshasa?
actually
Damien knows. David doesn't.
So actually, I can't remember if Tatanamaki has a picture of a Rakshasa. I don't think it does, which is unfortunate.
Rakshasa. Okay, I misheard you. Okay.
No worries. I mean,
I know what that is.
Should still explain it a little for our viewing audience. Rakshasa are the traditional enemies, or a traditional enemy of the Deva, the Hindu gods, and there's different sort of depictions of them, but they are generally kind of mean. Also, maybe relevant, maybe not. That are known for illusions and shape-shifting. As I don't think we mentioned in the recap that the reason why Chuck was being interrogated, Chuck being the security guard at the museum, the reason why he was being interrogated was because he was suspected, or rather, they had him on camera stealing the Star of Murugan. Except at the time that he stole it, Chuck was having coffee with the rest of the band. I'm not saying these facts are related. I'm just saying you have
definitely note that and give a sort of respectful bow to a being that is particularly powerful.
Yeah, this probably the first time that actually no, I'll let you decide. Is this the first time that Damien has personally encountered a Rakshasa?
Yes.
So then you know them by reputation, and since you believe, or rather since Damien believes that he's mortal and not supernatural, you know, mild amount of fear or potential fear. You can dictate what your character feels.
I feel the fear right now because I've turned off perfect poise. That would keep me from feeling the fear.
But the Rakshasa said that he liked you.
I don't know. I mean, one is typically judged by the company they keep, so. What's the saying that you'll be known by your friends? That sort of thing. Yeah, that's great. I have Rakshasa friends now.
And by the way, you hear it. You still haven't actually seen the Rakshasa, but from everything that you know, yeah, definitely, 100%. What's Mitch doing?
May we enter? I say pointedly, looking at my comrade's back already in the house.
I'm looking at the, pictures, cutleries around there, furniture. I'm not moving inside. I'm just there, roaming, loitering. It's the right word.
So in order, you hear, "You may enter of your own free will." And the furnishings that you see are they feel simultaneously old and new. Like old as in these things seem like they are from another time, as if perhaps you hopped back about 500 years, maybe more. But also new, as if like these things were made an hour ago. They show absolutely no signs of wear. And almost every single horizontal surface looks comfortable, even the things that seem like they're tables for eating or conversing around. You're not sure that you should sit on a table, especially here, but it feels inviting, as though you might want to. And Mitch was starting to do a thing.
Oh, yeah, it's probably only when Damien asks, "Can we enter?" that Mitch finally snaps out of his whole "it's bigger on the inside than the outside" stupor. Because this, like every other day, is the best day in his life. So as soon as, if Damien steps in, then Mitch will sort of be a little bit slow, but he'll follow, and not really absorbing the danger part of the situation as much as the wow moment. This is so cool.
Yeah, no, it looks fucking rad. Mm-hmm. Useful fact that would have struck Damien once he realized that it was Rakshasa. One of the reasons why they're feared among mortals is because they're known to eat people.
Take care, offend none, take nothing without permission first. I say in my most quiet voice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. You go further into the mansion, I assume?
Yes.
Yes.
You think you're heading in a straight line, but if you glance back behind you just to make sure you know where you were going from, the front door closes and then seems to slide sideways. Like you were positive you're heading in a straight line, but that door is moving not just further away from you as you walk away from it, it's seemingly moving further back on its own and then off to the side. There is a not exactly a pond, more of a pool with fountains, and then around this is about 5 or 6 Rakshasa. Damien instantly recognizes. Didn't sound like he alerted anyone else as to what they were encountering. So
I
if
think
Helena
things don't
or
have to get
Mitch,
called out sometimes.
if Helena or Mitch would like to roll or ask Damien what the fuck, those would both work towards realizing that you're not surrounded by Rakshasa, but there's a lot of them here. Also, you see a dark brown, kind of on the plump side, Sri Lankan woman. She has kind of a mixture of styles. Like it seems part traditional, part like maybe cutting edge fabrics. Like it's difficult to like parse the sort of visual fashion language going on here, but what one thing is blatantly obvious is that she's in charge here, and she looks 50-ish. Whether or not she is 50 is a different fucking question.
May I make a intellect culture check to see like where her like outfit comes from and all that stuff, so that I can like see if we're on the same level of wealth?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am when you invoke a path, does that, I believe there's something about extra dice or something.
Depends on how you are invoking the path.
I want to invoke my origin path of wealthy playboy to have additional insight into this sort of thing. I should know the like ins and outs of high fashion, high culture. I also have a culture specialty in high society.
Damn it, where is the handy fucking rules for that?
I apologize.
It's fine. Oh, search failed me.
No.
I had Origin up, Origin being the rules book that has most of the rules, and I'm like, show me invoke. No search results. I'm like,
yeah,
that doesn't sound right. Okay, maybe it's in Hero. No, it's an Origin. My PDF reader was just taking a lunch break, I guess. I mean, it's May Day. Maybe
It's
PDF
B-team.
readers get union breaks too.
PDF readers don't like to search.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got it up in front of me.
What were you saying that you were trying to invoke your path to do again?
To gain insight into her like wealth and status, to see if we're sort of in the same like echelons of influence and awkward sentence is awkward, but affluence.
Mm-hmm.
Does that give me enhancement or does that give me extra dice? I don't remember.
It'll be adding 2 dice.
So here we go. 3 for culture, 4 for intellect, 2 extra dice. Okay. That is 4 successes with 2 10s. That is another 10, so 5 successes.
Yeah, that's a lot of successes. She is above your tier in ways that don't quite make sense. So like the traditional nature of the garments makes it look like she either went back in time, took them from a king's tailor, or rather a royalties tailor, or sorry, not or got them from a cutting edge textile factory. Sorry, not factory, laboratory. Like the thread count on this, you can smell the thread count, which doesn't make sense, but like fashion and like what things are supposed to look like, and you're like, how I know this kind of fabric exists, but like no one's using it. But
I'm
she has
imagining
whole outfit.
I'm imagining this sari is made of like carbon nanotubes or some shit.
It might be like like you're
so
Damien seriously thinks that it might be a sari, just carbon nanotubes or some other ridiculously future tech. But while it is cutting edge tech, it's also super traditional. And if you had to guess, if you had to put a dollar amount, the outfit, just the clothes, not counting jewelry, probably upwards of $1 million.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that like a production house would pay you to wear, not you pay to buy. Yeah, this is I can't help in character. I can't help but when I'm taking all of this in to just whistle. It goes, whoo. If it isn't too bold to say, you are simply radiant.
I appreciate that. You and your protection? Carry yourself well.
Thank you.
I don't remember if Mitch or Helena had something that they were going to do.
If you want to do something about the Rakshasa, by all means do, Jeffrey.
Well, first question, actually, because I know Rakshasas can look like a lot of different things, from extremely monstrous to stunningly good looking. How inhuman do these ones look?
It's a fun question with an even more fun answer. It depends, not even second to second. But so, okay, let me put it this way. You're familiar with Magic Eye posters and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like you move your eyes one way and it's 3D. You move your eyes a different way and it's flat.
Particular people, great.
I mean, I'm using lenticular images as a metaphor.
Okay.
Don't move your eyes. Like, you don't actually have to diverge your eyes in order to see this, but when you look at them, kind of like glancing from each one, going like, who are these? Who are these people? They look gorgeous, and they look mostly South Asian, but also there's a bit of a mix. And when you actually pay attention to one and like kind of like focus on one, you see their faces just sort of like swirl and contort to a leering, grinning visage that looks like it's salivating and wants to devour you right now, leaning in as though it's going to take a bite. And you blink, and they look gorgeous again. So, to answer your question, yes.
Well, just checking some of Mitch's stats here. It's a surprising amount of integrity and composure. So he's not just going to run screaming from the room. But you know, he is tense in ways that are profoundly uncomfortable for him to feel. He's never gone through something like this before. But that's
I would be
all.
concerned if he had.
I mean, technically, he may have.
Yeah.
You know, Rakshasas may have tried to eat him several times. He doesn't know. They probably have, actually.
Those bastards.
All things considered.
But so, Michele, is there stuff you wanted to do?
Elena has a honest occult dice pool, so I think I'll roll that and see if I discover something myself. Since we don't have clues for now, would occult plus intelligence? Intellect be alright for?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's 3 here and not a lot.
Now that you can actually see them, recognize them as Rakshasa is difficulty 1. More successes get you more information.
Okay, we are not demigods, so 7s aren't successes yet. But it's still a 9 with 2 10s, and we'll see what happens next. It's a 9 and 2 chance, so 3 successes.
I'm sorry, how many successes?
3, sorry.
Okay. I heard 6 and was very confused. I'm like, wait, I thought you said you had 1 success and 2 10s.
They keep exploding. No, it's just.
I mean, it's
They
possible.
explode so many times you can't even.
So yeah, these are definitely Rakshasa. You, or rather, Helen knows basically everything that I've said so far. That they are one of the Deva's foes. They eat people. They are known to be illusionists or shapeshifters, or perhaps both. The lore on that is not 100%, and that's not because you didn't roll well enough to know that. It's because it depends on the Rakshasa.
Okay, but at least I know who they are, and I can think and keep to myself the idea that this is what happens when you have Lanka money to back for your mansion in New England. Okay. I'll stay silent for now, and Elena has never encountered mythical creatures themselves. So aside from that,
that they're aware of.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. You mentioning Lanka did remind me that is actually something that you would know with that level of successes, is that the Rakshasa are often associated with one of Lanka's mantles, Ravana. And in fact, sometimes Ravana is, or most of the time, Ravana is thought of as one of the Rakshasa, like perhaps the king of Rakshasa. And 10 heads, 20 arms. No one here seems to have that many heads or arms, but you think maybe if all of a sudden Mrs. Nadar were to grow an additional 9 heads and an additional 18 arms, wouldn't look that out of place, and you're not sure why, and then
sense.
maybe you and then you start thinking of why, and you're like, I'm not sure I want to go down that road. I'm not sure I want to go down that rabbit hole of thought.
Okay. By the way, for the audience, Ravana is really cool. Look him up because he's okay. I'll say that yes, I had no previous experience with supernatural creatures that I know of, and so knowing that my first is with the Rakshasas, I'll probably try to not show that I'm not perhaps terrified at that, but I'm wary. It's like being in a cage with a bunch of lions or tigers would be more appropriate with the culture we're speaking about. So I'll stay stiff and wary about my surroundings and that sort of stuff.
Okay. Give me integrity plus composure for that.
It's a honest request.
In fact, actually, if anyone wants to be sort of like emotionally muted or playing it cool, give me an integrity plus composure.
I'm so glad I turned off perfect pose. That would give me a enhancement on this.
I had a decent dice pool, but only got 1.
Also, I had to mention when I turned on Aura of Greatness, that was for persuasion, not for integrity, which it could have been, but I'm not going to lie. That is 4 whole dice. This is like the smallest dice pool I've ever rolled on this game. And rolled 2 10s.
We have luck
And
with
another
4
10.
die rolls.
That's the 3 successes.
And I got 2.
Nice.
That is statistically improbable.
Okay, doing multiple things. So let me write it down to make it easier on me. Okay. What did Damien get?
3 successes.
Okay. You are certain that you are playing it cool to the point where the Rakshasa don't smell any sort of weakness or anything. You think Mrs. Nadar might have a sense or might not. It's going to be real close. And if you wanted to know for sure, you would have to roll for that. But it's Mitch get.
Successes.
Sorry?
2 successes.
Okay. You're pretty sure that the Rakshasa don't yet see you as food. You still feel a little intimidated by well, not intimidated, mildly flustered by Mrs. Nadar, and she's aware.
I would like to add that while they may not think of you as food, they definitely think of you as a snack. And that's going to be my out of context tweet for this session.
And what did Helena get?
I have lots of integrity, but only got 1 success.
It's a good thing you're the fighty one. You're trying to play it cool, and you think maybe you're gonna pull it off, and it's gonna be fine, and then like you catch a glimpse of one of the Rakshasa's faces, and they're on the other side of the fountain from you. Like they're a good 20 feet away right now. I don't know. I'm gesturing towards the camera, and I don't know why I'm gesturing off camera towards the camera. It's not helpful, but
I can see the movement.
Like, seems like that one's about 20 feet away from you, except you blink, and their face seems like it's about 5, and they're just like licking their teeth, bit of saliva, and is that flesh, blood, both dripping off of their fangs? And before you blink, they snap back to about 20 feet away. And you've been in tough places. Helena is no slouch when it comes to dangerous things. Helena fucking clocked a sword-wielding Titan spawn in the middle of a hurricane with a fucking fire extinguisher. Like, Helena is fucking business. Helena is concerned that they might get eaten. Like, that concern is real. Which is good because the danger is real too.
I'll make this very expression. Okay. And I'll make a little gesture of. I'm also gesturing off camera because I'm a champ like that. Just like that reflects when you try to push back something, or that sometime you do if you're crossing the road and a car swerves right there, and you move not fast enough to dodge, but fast enough to get scared from the moment. And I don't know if that explains the thing well. I hope so.
I think so.
Okay.
Mrs. Nadar addressing Damien because it looks like, because you have painted a tableau of Damien being in charge. What do I owe the pleasure of your company?
it has come to my attention that you had interest in a artifact, the Star of... I can't
Murugan.
pronounce it, I'm sorry. Murugan. And it just so happens that a associate of mine has been placed in legal jeopardy for the theft of this item. I was just hoping to see if there was anything you knew about such a thing.
Does anyone speak Sinhala or Tamil?
No.
Okay.
Man, I skipped that course on the OWL app.
Damn OWL app. Scion might need a counterpart. Anyway,
I don't remember how Athena's house is named, but well, please.
Bubo. Well, in the classic Clash of the Titans, it's I don't actually think that's canon, or in the sense that anything in mythology is canon, because it's constantly changing, and our understanding of it is constantly changing, which is one of the reasons myth is so much fun and why Scion is. At any rate, you hear a quick smattering of some languages, and all of the Rakshasa start laughing. And it is like this kind of barking, growling cacophony until Mrs. Nadar like flicks her hand up, and then everyone just shuts the hell up. I was not involved in that theft. I do not have the Star of Murugan. I am sorry that you came all this way just to learn that.
No journey is without its reward, and to be in such company is in fact its own reward. That being said, may I ask, or may I inquire upon your interest in the star?
Yes, but also if anyone would like to roll empathy plus cunning to figure out if she's lying.
Sense motive.
Subterfuge plus cunning might also work too.
I will take subterfuge because I don't apparently have any empathy. Read into that what you will. I'm sure that means nothing.
To ask for a role like that, so I'll take that myself. And
God, these dice are so hard to read. That's an 8. Okay.
Actually pays off.
That is 4 successes with 2 10s.
Okay.
That is 4 successes.
Okay. I got 3.
I got 2 on the empathy route.
So
it's almost like I'm a good liar.
So Mitch and Helena, you're having a hard time sort of like reading her body language and expressions. She seems truthful. Damien, you get like a little you catch like a little shift of her head, noticed a little sign of recognition from the Rakshasa. And unfortunately, she's probably telling the truth. However, she almost certainly knows more than she's saying.
Yep, I figured as much. Which is why I would like to ask her, like, what is your interest in the star? Pray tell.
The Star of Murugan is an interesting piece. It is a both distillation of Murugan, known to some also as Kartikeya. But we are Tamil here. Well, I am there, you know. And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Murugan, let us say that. However, I would rather burn that museum to the ground than let them have it. It does not belong to them. It might not be best in my hands, but it sure as hell does not belong in the hands of colonizers in their museums.
I can agree with this wholeheartedly. I've been known to liberate cultural artifacts from colonizers myself. So I completely understand that impulse. In which you seem to be well versed in this culture. Would you happen to know of anyone who would also be interested in the star, if not you?
It is a long list. I feel perhaps longer than I know, and also longer than I would like to divulge freely. This star both represents and in a sense is Murugan. There is much to it, which means that there is also much power in it that someone could take for themselves or steal from Murugan. And while I admit that I would like to take that power from Murugan for myself, I recognize that doing so isn't necessarily the smartest thing. But not everyone recognizes that. Not everyone is as cautious or considered. So,
if I may, I do take exception to one thing you said. This is information that you wouldn't want to give away freely. I would never ask you to give away anything. Really, I'm sure there is some accord to which we can come to, where the release of such information would be mutually beneficial to both of our parties. If this isn't clear, this is me trying to persuade them to tell us things.
Yeah. I don't know that sounds like manipulation. I mean, it's definitely persuasion. I mean, well, you declared it as being persuasion. Probably persuasion and presence.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm able to manipulate this person.
I mean, you could try.
That seems dangerous.
It is.
Presence is 3 dice plus persuasion is another 3. Can I use my my subterfuge specialty of lad handing?
I think so.
Or else the culture high society.
Either of those will work, but probably just the one because they are slightly different. You're also getting a 1 enhancement because she likes you.
So here's the thing with my aura of greatness, I'm already getting a 2 enhancement from that. So with the speciality, I think I'm capped at my enhancements.
The Aura of Greatness bonus, sorry, I was just looking it up. I noticed you can use once per session. So you could hold off on applying it here and just keep yourself at 2 if you wanted to.
See, but that would be smart. Entirely too easy. No, I am going to not use it here. I did forget that it was once per session. Thank you for that, Jeffrey. And I'll just take the 1 enhancement from liking me and 1 enhancement from coach, from my culture specialty, high society.
To fully, well, not fully, but more completely explain the rules for viewing audience. The Mrs. Nadar liking Damien is an attitude of positive 1. When people have a positive attitude, you get enhancements. When people have a negative attitude, you don't.
With my 2 enhancement, that makes me have 4 successes.
Well, she's rad, just not on that roll. Yeah, no. What specifically are you trying to persuade her to do? Just
to make a deal with us about giving us the other parties who may be interested in the star, and exacting a reasonable cost for that, because I wouldn't presume to just get anything for free. That was the thing that I was taking exception to. I'm like, no, we can pay for things. We can work stuff out.
How interesting. Did you have a favor in mind, or is this one of those when I feel it's time sort of deals?
I believe that while I am a stranger to these lands, should you find yourself in New York, you will find yourself with a affluent ally to whatsoever your goals may be while visiting.
They eat people.
What?
What?
Y'all are whispering and I can't hear y'all.
You're not what I expected. When I heard that someone had annoyed the police and that they might be coming here, I thought you would be more vulgar. But we have an understanding, and I will tell you what I know in exchange for that allyship in New York. You feel like her hand's in front of you, as if offering to shake. Do you shake it?
Yes.
You feel it's an odd sensation because it's mythological magic. You briefly feel as though your hand becomes blue. It doesn't visibly become blue. You feel like it is, though. It goes back to it goes back to feeling normal after a moment. But for a split second, your hand felt blue. Also, she never moved closer to you.
I sort of just take all of this in and catalog it for being overly excited about later when I'm not in a room full of beings that may be cats and or demons.
It's wise. So there is a variety of, well, gods, titans, and the spawn of each that might be interested in. You are aware of gods, titans, and spawn, yes?
Out of character, I am, right? Scions aren't like, there's no like masquerade, right?
There's no masquerade, but the average person may or may not know much about Scions. Like they might be like, oh yeah, that's like that one celebrity, or like those celebrities who are the children of gods or something. The average person is probably not aware of the Tatanamaki. So like for them, divine beings are divine beings. But obviously it's up to you how much your character is aware of, and how Scions and Titan Spawn fit into this sort of struggle.
As somebody who is deeply invested in the occult and magic, I think I'm pretty well versed. Now, like, I don't know the like current state of the Tatanamaki, but like I know that it exists.
Okay. So to put a finer point on it, the most likely candidates would be one of the Bogovi. You smell Bogovi. Pointing at Helena.
I feel
Who does this?
Mrs. Nadar.
It's Nadar.
Okay.
Like she says, to put a finer point on it, besides just some or one of the gods and titans and their spawn, would be to say one of the Bogovi. And you smell Bogovi.
I what? No, I don't think so. I had a difficult day and I probably smell, but I don't think I smell like what you just described. So please keep going with the description of possible culprits for this, but leave me out of this. Okay?
Give me your choice of close combat or integrity. Actually, pick one.
I have a dot more in close combat, so I'll go with that. Even if it implies certain actions from this roll. Okay.
Okay.
You're doing
In
so
that
well,
case-
and then Helena had to open their mouth.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't know why you're
didn't
worried.
say anything.
I don't know why you're concerned. Give me close combat plus dexterity, please.
I was rather diplomatic, to be honest.
Were you though? Were you though?
Yes.
They could have been more hostile.
You can always be more hostile.
Okay, this isn't too bad. Okay. Okay. That will be 5.
Damn.
Yeah.
I need to re-roll some
I
tens.
made a decent roll for the first time in 3 sessions, yes.
I rolled 2 tens and got an additional success out of that for a total of 3, which is pretty
Three's
good, but not as good. You remember when I said that in several cases, it seemed like the Rakshasa, which does include Mrs. Nadar, are sometimes closer to you suddenly for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
That happens with one of the Rakshasa. Zoom
Another
right up
one.
to your face, and you can dodge away or do something more violent. Your choice. You have the successes to do it.
Okay, it's not Mrs. Nadar. It's one of their or our entourage. Let's call it like that.
Entourage, retinue, whichever.
I think more out of sheer reflex than anything. I'm gonna deck down the Rakshasa. So, well, it's holy shit moment, so to say.
At least they didn't punch it.
Sorry, you're going to what the Rakshasa?
Punch down the Rakshasa, yes.
Okay. Like that's what I thought I heard you say, and then I
deck down.
Thought I heard David say at least not punch. I'm like, wait.
That's what I thought. That's what I heard. Said. Apparently, I was wrong. I was just hoping against hope.
Okay. In that case, go ahead and roll that attack. Gonna be close combat again, and either might or dexterity, depending on, well, how you want to play that out.
I'm gonna go with might, and I try to diverge the attention from it. Go damn. Okay, let's take my dice first. Okay, this is Elena's best dice pool, and oh, I actually gonna use one of the momentum I earned last time when I was rolling nothing but bunches. So
Sure.
I'll add one in there.
I want to say that David's been tracking the momentum, but I'm pretty sure that you're close to having a full momentum pool, so you might as well spend it.
We are currently at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 momentum. If the maximum is what, 12 or something?
I think that's right. It
Yeah.
very rarely hit it. So I'm curious, and we'll look up.
Okay. Well, this is Elena's best dice pool, and it's pretty high. So it's well, with the announcement from the moment. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of a system bleed here. You get an announcement for the momentum, not a dice, an additional dice.
You add a dice.
Okay, sorry, a little bit of
confusion.
So.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so it's no announcement, and it's 4 successes. Sorry.
Gotcha. So, the Rakshasa that's closest to you on the left side of the fountain blinks up into your face, and as you're
right hook
instinctively coming in with a right hook, you notice its arms are back a bit, and it's just sort of going, and then you jack it right in the jaw. And you can buy stunts if you want.
Okay. You know what? I'm trying to establish that I'm not, or rather, I might be prey, but not an easy one. So I'm gonna buy additional damage here, and nothing but that.
Okay.
As we say, you are not the one.
Okay, so you're using. Sorry. To explain what's happening.
Yes.
Helena got 4 successes on the attack. Yes.
Yes. So yes.
Okay. And the Rakshasa turns out to have defense of 2. So 2 is the target number, which means you have 2 XX successes. The Rakshasa also tried to double that pool and fucking failed. So you have 2 leftover successes, which is not enough to buy the critical hit stunt, which adds an additional injury condition, because that is a 4 success stunt. However, you have 2. You can knock it down. You can take an object away. You can shove it.
Quite a ways.
You can shove it real fucking far. You can blind it. It doesn't really have a weapon, so you can't disarm. But yeah, no, you can have options.
I think that for the purpose of what I'm doing, rather than showing him away or jam, given their Rakshasa, probably throwing them to the ground. It's more directly impressive right there, I think.
Okay. So knockdown / trip costs 1 success. You have 1 success left over if you want to spend it. You don't have to.
And then let's push him a little bit away then.
Okay. What's your might?
My might, it's actually 5. I said that was Elena's best dice pool. It is.
Okay, so reiterating what's going on in a unbroken flow. Mrs. Nadar says that you smell Bogovi. Helena says, no, I don't. Rakshasa snaps up to Helena's face to get a sniff. Right hook follows through all the way, drops the Rakshasa to the ground, and then everyone here has like skipped stones before, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pool in front of you. I mean, there's a fountain in front of you. You fucking skip the Rakshasa across the surface, and it just sort of like sprawls on the other side, closer to where Mrs. Nadar is. And she just sort of looks at it like, the fuck? She doesn't say that, but there is an intense the fuck aura coming off of her. And
I'm going to reply in kind with a aura that definitely speaks to, like, I don't say these words, but my like very presence gives off, well, they fucked around, so they found out.
Yeah, it was my intention to say something after eating that, so given was a little bit involved. I'm gonna say, don't come close to me like that anymore. The first time I said nothing, the second time this happened, okay? I don't want any problem right here.
Duly noted.
And
she just looks at the Rakshasa on the ground. And she's just like, mm-mm.
Jeffrey wanted to say something as well.
oh, just that, yeah, after that, Mitch is just going to look over at Helena, lean in a little bit. You are so cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm freaking out right now. Let's get out of here.
That Rakshasa skipped along the surface of the water of the fountain, and it's at least 15 feet away from you now. As you've noticed before, distances in here are somewhat difficult to judge, but definitely at least 15, probably more. And free empathy check? It is fucking shocked.
Oh,
Like, not even mad, just how the fuck did that happen?
okay.
And with this punctuation of violence in the midst of this discussion, we'll take a short break, and we'll be back right about now. And we're back. And Helena just got accosted by Rakshasa and was not having that. They were just not fucking having it.
Respect personal spaces.
And Mrs. Nadar is somewhat impressed, but also a little miffed. So that's how you two are going to be operating here. The two of you can wait outside while we more civilized people finish our negotiations. She's pointing to Helena and the Rakshasa that got clocked.
Okay. Well, that's good because I didn't want to leave one of my peers in there alone. All things considered, I'll wait. I'll try to let the others tell me if it's all right for me to leave, but otherwise I'm gonna do that.
Yep.
All good? Okay.
Just stay close.
I'll wait outside as I'll sit. I'll go watch the garden.
Yeah, there's fine looking garden.
Okay. And
So you
Anyway,
you and the Rakshasa exit. When you pass the threshold of the door, which first of all, getting to the front door seemed to take a lot less time than getting to going from the front door to the courtyard.
okay.
Secondly, as soon as the Rakshasa passes the threshold, he is a gorgeous white man in like a power suit. Inside, now that we've dealt with our more rambunctious friends, shall we say, I wasn't kidding about the Bogovi smell. I don't know if your friend is aware of their heritage or if they're playing coy, and it really doesn't matter to me since you're the one who is actively trying to find the star. At any rate, even though it is not a Bogovi artifact, I've seen, or at least heard, considerable interest. I would imagine that whoever this representative of the Bogovi is, that they are rarely what they present to be. That might match your friend, who seems brusque but unassuming until tested. It might be someone else. It's good that we got rid of our more rambunctious allies, shall we say, so that we can discuss things more civilized. I don't know if your friend is the Bogovi that I've heard has interest in it. They seem perhaps unaware of their heritage, or at least playing something interesting. The Bogovi who has interest in this is they're clever, and they don't usually seem to be what they are, which could be something as unassuming as your relatively small, lean friend knocking my Rakshasa across the floor. It could be that kind of deception, or it could be something else. I don't have the specifics, but if or perhaps when you begin searching along those lines, that I think is where you will find the most fruitful searches. I will, of course, provide additional information if this lead does not pan out for you. Is there anything else that I can do for you at this time?
I do not believe so, but I appreciate all your candor.
And I appreciate yours and your flair. It is refreshing. I look forward to future endeavors. Does Mitch want to do something?
He's going to wait until Damien makes any sort of move towards exiting. But when that does happen, Mitch definitely wants
And I do.
All right.
Yeah, start to follow Mitch and pause for a moment, turn back. Hope your friend's okay. Bye.
We're hopping over to Helena, who is outside with the Rakshasa, and give me occult or subterfuge plus cunning.
Okay. It's an honest dice pool. And I got 1.
Okay. This is opposed, so let's see. Nope.
I don't think I'm gonna win this.
I don't need to re-roll those 10s, of which there are several.
Okay.
So, you hear and see this, or rather, you are aware that someone is next to you, in addition to the Rakshasa, at the same time that you hear this person. Privet, brat. Jak dela? And in that moment, you're looking at yourself and you shoot the Rakshasa in the face. And it falls back into the house. They're never going to believe you. And you throw a gun at yourself.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last sentence.
You throw, that you throws the gun at you. Do you catch it?
I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna try to hide it away somewhere.
As the two of you are exiting, you hear a bang, and the Rakshasa flop into the door dead. And then shit goes wild. And we're gonna cut off there, but there's going to be a slight epilogue. You might be saying to yourselves right now, Hiromi, that came out of nowhere. What the fuck? That's not good storytelling. To which I respond, do you remember that pilot plus cunning check I had you make as you were leaving Boston, and the one that I had you make as you were leaving the Cauldron?
Yes.
Those checks were not to drive safely. They were to spot a tail. You did not succeed.
Yeah, I botched one of them. I think both of those, maybe? Okay.
Yeah. You
okay.
Gonna have some fun. You have some fucking explaining to do.
Oh,
and
damn it, Helena.
You can't just shoot people in the face.
That kills people.
I can, but I didn't.
You can't do that, Carl. That kills people.
I have to write that down. I was gonna Someone start talking about where the audience can find your stuff. I need to write that down.
Hi, my name is David Castro. I make terrible jokes on this stream. You can find me on Twitter at The Inked Knight. You can find me on Patreon at not at I guess at if you're actually on the site, but patreon.com/InkStainStudios. And you can find my work at davidcastro.net.
Awesome, thank you. Helena, you can't just shoot people. Yes, I can, but I didn't. Beautiful. Michaela, who are you? Who have you been playing, and where can people find and buy your stuff?
Hello, I'm Michele Maza, he, him, and you can find me scattered across more and more Onyx Path books lately, and I hope that the number will increase in the future. And you can find me also in the Onyx Path Discord. I'm usually there if you know the right words to summon me or hang around. In the channels, I feel I have the wisdom to share about. You can find, for now, it's my only product on the Storypath Nexus is they came from the North Pole, and it's the version of basically a new game, a little small game line from They Came From, which allows you to have Christmas movies and run into those. So it's fun, and the plan for later this year is to create a Cthulhu Mythos one and an Halloween one, which is the sequel of our My Christmas one. But nice. Those will happen later this year.
Looking forward to it. And Jeffrey, who are you? Who have you been playing, and where can people find you and or your stuff?
I am Jeffrey, he, him, playing Mitch Hewlett. You can find me on Twitter at am_Jeffrey. You can find me on the Onyx Path Discord under the creatively named Jeffrey. And where else? Those are basically the only places these days, other than more and more credits for books for Scion.
For which we greatly appreciate your writing. And I'm Hiromi Cota, they, them. You can find me online at Twitter and TikTok at Hiromi Cota. And maybe other social media sites, depending on how things shake up. You can find a list of all my stuff at hiromicota.com. You can and should do some digging into Asian and Pacific Islander heritages, because it's the month for that, and there's always more to learn. And we'll be back later to find out just how much trouble everyone's in. In the meantime, stay safe. It's still a pandemic, so don't get sick, don't drive distracted, and identity theft is a serious problem.
Also, because it is May Day, support unions.
And wear a mask even if those don't ask for it, because we're still in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye, folks. Bye.